27 and verse 6. Watch this. If he got a chosen people, and he said those are his favorite people, but then you touch the apple of his eye, like if that's your daughter, if somebody murder her, kill her in cold blood, you don't want vengeance for that? You can just talk about, let me go find the killer and hug him up and say, there, I know you killed my daughter, but you know what? I'm going to have forgiveness on you. And no, God said, eye for eye, man. You understand that? Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he only had one holy people, one chosen people. Watch this.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people.
There's only one special people out of all the 18 nations that he created. That's talking about us. Watch this.
Unto himself, above all people.
The Israelites, our people, are above all people. Who could run the fastest, jump the highest? Who competing in the Olympics and placing first, second, and third? That's our people. We're the world's best inventors. Think about this. Every invention that you could think about. The light bulb, who created that? A black man. Who created the automobile? A black man. The air conditioning? A black man. The internet? Black man. So we're the world's greatest inventors. But here's the thing, when you look around, are we benefiting or profiting off of our inventions? Who's profiting off of it? The other nations. Watch this.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth, the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were few, because you were more in number than any people, for he were the fewest of all people. But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath.
He would keep the what?
The oath.
The reason why he chose us is because he said he would keep the oath. You know what the oath is? An oath is a promise. He made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and of course he said the seed will come through Jacob. So that oath, that promise, is still kept even though we're in captivity today. But it's just that we have not reclaimed our rightful spot because we're breaking God's commandments right now. Think about this. God gave us rules. He said, keep the Sabbath day, wear your fringes, don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. He gave us dietary guidelines, dress code guidelines, but everything out of whack right now because of the Christian church told us, go church on Sunday. The Christian church that were formulated by the white man, they gave you a white Jesus. Watch this. They give you a white Jesus and tell you Christ was a white man. That ain't in the Bible. According to the Bible, Revelation 1 and 14, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. That's talking about Negro hair, Negro features. Negroid features. You follow me so far? So the Roman church gave you a lie. They told you that Christ was a white man. They told you that we don't got to keep the commandments no more. And that's why everybody pack up themselves in the church on a Sunday talking about hallelujah and they ain't keeping no commandments. They go in church on the wrong day. They eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, which you're not supposed to. Right? And the pastor's out here telling people you ain't got to keep God's laws. That's off, man. Because if you ain't got to keep God's laws, how come Leviticus 18 and 22 says a man shall not lie down with another man? So if the law don't apply anymore, that means a man could lie down with another man, and that's off, right? You know that's off. Exactly. Because if that's legal, I wouldn't have children, and you wouldn't have children if that was real. So yeah, go ahead. Well, nothing wrong with the Bible. The Bible is accurate, but don't let liars teach it to you. Liars is the other nations, they lied about this Bible. And they gave us Christianity. So Christianity is off. The Bible is accurate. The Bible is accurate because of the prophecies in there. They are to a T and to a point, and they're accurate. The prophets of the Most High God was given the information by God himself to prophesy. To prophesy means to speak before something happens. And if you speak before something happens, and it does happen accurately the same way, the thing is true. Watch this. Well, we're going to see if this is an accurate prophecy. Let's see if this happened. Not really. Let's see if this was generalized. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. Let's see if this was generalized. Watch this. Let's see if this actually happened in real life or if it was a generalization. Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Turn this around. It says the Lord shall bring the Israelites into captivity again with what?
With ships.
So which people went in? Now this was written 1500 plus years before it actually happened. Which people went into captivity on ships? Read on.
By the way, whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold.
So who got sold right after they went on ships? Watch this.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
To your what?
Unto your enemies.
So God said the people that your forefathers got sold to are your enemies, not your friends. Watch this.
for bondmen
for slave men,
and bondwomen,
and slave women. Watch this.
and no man shall buy you.
And no man shall redeem you out of these conditions. And think about this. Today we're still going through these conditions. You heard about that dude that got shot up by those Memphis police a bunch of times, and they had to fire all those 5 officers. So we're still going through this stuff. And guess what? Even though that happened at the hands of other black people, guess what? How many other times it happened at the hand of the other nations where they kill us in the streets and then they get a nice little desk leave, go home for 15 days and then come back. Right, so this is still happening to us in a different form. So we're still in modern day slavery. Because if you ain't pay your taxes, what's gonna happen? Inland Revenue calling you immediately. You ain't trying to be on that list. Right, so what I'm trying to show you is all that is part of modern slavery. We set up that system where you're paying taxes and paying bills and paying for things that's supposed to basically be free. We're paying for water, air, all these things. Who set up that system? The other nations. Right. So people went into this book and said, okay, well, anybody could predict that. So, but the one that we just read, who could have predicted that? So you could have predicted that there would be a specific people. They would have yokes of iron around their neck. They would go into slavery on ships. They would get sold to the enemies, right? And they would lose their name and be called by another name. You wouldn't be called by your Hebrew name anymore. You would be called Wilkinson and Johnson and Percival and Liebert and Francis, and you would be getting the names of the slave masters. There's somebody that could have sit down and premeditate that would happen front to back, back to front, up and down. Why? You say why not? I say why. Well, here's the thing. You could look at the trajectory of technology. Watch this. You could look at the trajectory of technology and say, well, eventually we're gonna probably have phones that could probably cook food or something like that. But I'm saying nobody could, in its entirety, predict this happening to a specific people, right? In its entirety like that. You could make a surmisation about something, right? You could have an opinion about something, but how the Bible listed out all these things happening, it was too accurate for somebody to just sit down and say, we're going from front to back, just pin that out. No, that's how we know the Bible is real. The prophecies are real. Okay, let's see. Verse 48. That's a good question.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
So which people had to serve their slave masters in hunger and thirst? When you were hungry, you had to ask, Master, can I get some food? Can I get something to drink? Watch this.
And in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Which people today got to go to their enemies for want of all things? Even the shirt that you're wearing right now is made where? Made in China, made in Indonesia. We would have to go to these other nations for want of all things, even toilet paper. Watch this.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
A yoke of what?
A yoke of iron.
Throughout history, you could search this. Go on Google, go on Wikipedia, go on encyclopediabritannica.com. There's only one nation of people that actually accurately fit this description, who had yokes of iron around their neck, watch this, serving their enemies.
And he shall put yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Until he have what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Look at our people today. They destroy because one, they don't know who they are. They don't know their traditions. They don't know their cultures. They don't know the original Hebrew customs. We caught up in all these religions like Christianity, Muslim, Rastafarianism, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, all these religions that we caught up in, right? So we're the only people on the face of the earth, we don't know who we are. Because you ask the average black person, who are you? They're going to say, I come from Africa. Africa having over 54 countries. Africans don't call themselves Africans. They call themselves either Nigerian, Botswanian, Malian, Ugandan, right? So what I'm trying to show you is we're the only people that don't know who we are. The Bible shows us who we are. One nation of people, the Israelites, right? There you go. Not just black people, because Egyptians got dark skin, but they're not Israelites. Canaanites got dark skin, but they're not Israelites. They have different customs to us. Even the cranial structure and their DNA, H1B1 haplotype, is different to us. Right, Israelites. Israelites. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad. But this is what God called us over here. But over here is what your slave master or your oppressor called you. They called you Negroes, West Indians, Haitian, Dominicans. They called you that. So when they colonized these countries, they took away your names and they called you by their name. That's why St. Christopher got the name St. Christopher. After who? Christopher Columbus. But you don't descend from a white European. You got a culture and a history that transcends way beyond you naming St. Christopher or Kittishan. See what I'm saying? So we got our culture stolen from us, our heritage stolen from us, because we're the people that was prophesied we would lose everything, including our culture. Why? Because we broke God's commandments.